Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Ezequiel Talks Football. We're back again with a huge Arsenal news update today. We got a couple stories to talk about. Plus, we got to get into what's going on with the whole situation with Mikel Merino. FABRIZIO Romano gave us an update on the whole Merino situation. We also know what's going on with Calafiori, as he has confirmed signed a contract with Arsenal and has done his medical. Everything is done. The player is an Arsenal player. It's just the formality of now announcing him. We're also going to speak about, of course, Mikel Merino from Real Sociedad. Will he fill that gap, replacing Granit Xhaka? And will Arsenal go out to sign a striker? Could we go for Barcelona's Raphinha, as reports are coming out that there could be something happening with that? Emile Smith-Rowe will be leaving to Fulham very soon. We also have the likes of Gabriel Jesus could potentially be on the chopping block. Partey could be potentially on the chopping block. Eddie Nketiah looks to be leaving to France, hopefully, if we can get that deal done. Reece Nelson looks like he might be leaving. I'm going to try to give you guys all the latest news and everything that you need to know today, right now. Good morning, good day, good evening, whatever time you're watching. Let me know where you're watching from, and let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are doing well. Bang. Yes, people. What's going on? It's Ezequiel Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Hope you guys are all doing well. We're going to have to talk about some things, get into all the latest news, all the latest transfer updates, everything that you need to know about Arsenal. I will give you guys right now. But before we go any further, do me a favor. Please do hit that like button. It helps out the channel massively, and it helps the channel grow. And of course, I'm on the road to 30K. Please help me get there by hitting that subscribe button. Now, before we go any further, just to get some of the formalities out of the way, we're going to talk about some of the stuff that we already know and some of those things that we don't really need to go into too much detail about. So first things first, for example, Calafiori. We know Calafiori was on a plane to London on the 27th. We know that he arrived in London, and then the formality of him signing the deal and everything is done. Calafiori is now flying out to the United States, and Calafiori will be meeting up with the Arsenal. Will be meeting up with the Arsenal team over there in the United States, as the deal for Calafiori is done, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have to worry about this. This deal is pretty much done, and you guys know how long it takes Arsenal to announce things. They could take days, weeks to sometimes announce players. So don't lose sleep trying to wait for Arsenal to announce something. They might drop it at a crazy time like 2 a.m. Like they did one time long time ago. You never know when Arsenal are officially going to announce it and put it on their website. But one thing we do know is they're going to announce it in America, and that's most likely where the player will be meeting up with the team. I think the next stop is Philadelphia, so that's most likely where Arsenal will be meeting up with Calafiori, and that's most likely where Calafiori's deal will be announced. But yeah, big up everyone in the comment section. Hope you guys are doing well. Shout out to everyone. I thought your live was at 11:45 evening. No, 11:45 during the daytime, bro. Not nighttime. Moreno, Raphinha. Did I spell him wrong? Did I spell it wrong? Yeah, I think I spelled Moreno wrong. Let me fix that. Yeah, let me fix the title, because I clearly spelled the guy's name wrong. Yeah, Mikel. It's yeah. So it's one second, Mikel Merino. Yeah. So I spelled it with an N after. Yeah, that's my bad. I'm gonna fix that right now. So yeah, now that that's fixed, let's keep it moving with the rest of the stuff that we need to talk about. So the Calafiori stuff, just so everybody knows, Calafiori the deal is so done. Like when I say it's so far along that we don't have to stress that. There's even been photos of the player spotted signing the actual paperwork. Yes, there's been photos of Calafiori actually physically signing the paperwork online. I can't really find it right now, but once I do, I will show it to you guys. No, I can't actually even find it. So yeah, that's enough about that. But yeah, preseason has been good. Hope everyone's doing good. I see people in the chat as you guys come through. Please do hit the like button. Good morning, morning, Egal. Good morning to you, Moreno, Raphinha. Yeah, we're speaking about him. You're all the way from Egypt. Okay. What amounts what would be the maximum amount of money you would pay for Julian Alvarez? We're going to speak about Alvarez, but I don't want to speak about him yet because I still need to get some of the other things out of the way. So I will speak about him in a second, but first let me just get some of the other formalities out of the way. So some of the other formalities that I'm talking about is, for example, the goalkeeper that we were speaking about, that we're linked to, which is this man right here, Dan Bentley from Wolves. Arsenal are still are getting closer to the deal. No real update yet on Dan Bentley, but last time we got an update, which was on the 27th, that the deal was getting a little bit closer. We're gonna have to wait and see if there's any updates on Dan Bentley, but from the latest news that I've seen, Arsenal are still looking at him 15 hours ago. Arsenal are struggling to get the signing over the line as Wolves have offered him a new deal, and Wolves dropped a hint that the deal could get close, but Arsenal, of course, would just have to pay whatever Wolves want for the player, and I think they want like close to 1 million. Arsenal just offered to pay his wages initially, so that is where the little misunderstanding between Wolves and Arsenal. Arsenal thought he was expendable and that Wolves would let him go for just his wages alone, and we were completely mistaken, as they wanted not only his wages but a reasonable transfer fee for Dan Bentley. And this is based off many different reports. There's reports saying that there's been photos, what do you call it, kit release photos prove that there might be a hidden Arsenal signing. They're saying that Dan Bentley could be in the photos for the third kit. There's people saying that the deal might have already been done. I don't know. At this moment in time, it's just speculation. Until we get more concrete evidence, I'm not going to say that the deal is done or anything is done. But yeah, that is what is going on with this player right here. Yeah, Calafiori is in Philadelphia at the training base, and his medical was completed on Sunday. So there you go. You got people in the chat with more information than I have. Also, speaking about Eddie Nketiah quickly, Eddie Nketiah is linked to Marseille. So if you don't know, Marseille are trying to build a decent team for De Zerbi. Eddie Nketiah is part of that plan. So Marseille have been interested in Eddie Nketiah, and the whole Eddie Nketiah situation is pretty straightforward. Just to give you guys a little bit of backstory, as people join in, I will speak about the main topics in a second. But Marseille have reportedly agreed personal terms with Arsenal striker Eddie Nketiah. They are looking to strike a deal. The Gunners are holding out for at least 40 million. If I'm not mistaken, Marseille are already willing to pay 25. They offered, I think they even offered 30, but Arsenal turned it down. It was obviously a loan with an option to buy for 30, or an obligation to buy for 30 million. But we are in no rush to sign the deal right now, as we know that they want the player and they are going to come back with another offer. And also there's a little bit of a bidding war potentially that could start for Eddie Nketiah, as Fulham, Crystal Palace, Brentford, and some other clubs were all interested in Eddie Nketiah going into the summer. So there could potentially be a slight bidding war for Eddie Nketiah. We're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, Iga, do you know why? Iga, we don't care about Dan Bentley. I know. That's why I'm trying to get it out of the way quick. Big up George Golasso for the raid. Big up to you for the raid, man. I didn't even notice he raided the chat. Big up to you. I'm definitely gonna have to give you a follow, my friend. So shout out for the raid right there, and hope everyone's doing well that's joined us right now. Please do hit that like button. And yeah, let's before we get into any of the main topics, before we get into any more of the main topics, I just want to go through this, see if there's anything else that we haven't discussed that we should discuss. Yeah, there's one more. 2 hours ago, we had an update about Aaron Ramsdale potentially to Nottingham Forest. Yes, Aaron Ramsdale has been added. Aaron Ramsdale has been added to Nottingham Forest's potential goalkeeper search, as they are on the hunt for a goalkeeper. Aaron Ramsdale could be that goalkeeper that they look at purchasing. Now, don't get me wrong, we want to move on Aaron Ramsdale, but if we cannot get a suitor for him, I'm okay with keeping him. Obviously, he's on a lot of wages, and it's going to be difficult to have a goalkeeper on such high wages on the bench. But if he was to leave, I don't want to see a loan with no option to buy or anything like that. If we're gonna loan him out and there's no obligation to buy the player, it just doesn't make sense to loan out Aaron Ramsdale for us to go spend another 20 million on another backup goalkeeper at this moment in time. If we're not making a sale for Aaron Ramsdale, I wouldn't let him go just on loan this summer. That's me personally. We need to try to recoup as much money as we can for Aaron Ramsdale as we still can. I think we made a mistake. We should have sold him originally when we brought in David Raya, knowing that he wasn't going to play much. But it is the mistake that they made, and we now have to suffer the consequences with the whole Aaron Ramsdale situation and kind of devaluing an asset in Aaron Ramsdale. Yeah. Yo, what's good, Matt? Matt, what's good? If you want to jump on, Matt, I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link if you want to join. Just message me. Keep Ramsdale makes sense. If people don't want to pay his worth, we have to stay. And don't think he's the type of guy who moans anyways. That's true. That's true. Send me the link. I'll send you the link right now. I fully agree with you right here. I think this is the most sensible comment right here with the whole Ramsdale situation. Why let him leave on loan? Like he's somebody who we're trying to get rid of, and we have no intentions of keeping. If nobody's coming in for him, if nobody's coming in for him, if nobody wants him to pay for him, then we're not just going to give him to you for nothing. He's a top keeper, and we have to make sure we don't just let these players leave for nothing. I would personally, if it meant we had to pay 20 million for another keeper or keep Ramsdale, and you can play him in the cups. If we can find somebody who wants to buy him with an obligation to buy or something like that, then you maybe let him go. But why send him out on loan just so somebody else could have him, and then we don't actually get anything at the end? Stupidity. But yeah. Yo, Matt, do me a favor. Message me. Yeah, he messaged me. Let's go. I sent you the link. Next. And he's homegrown. Yeah, 100%. Like, do we even need all these backup keepers? It is what it is, though. We know Ramsdale's going to end up going, but if he does go, now we kind of have an idea of what's going on. Now, before we go into the other players and everything else, I just want you guys to know, do me a favor, please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as we are right now going to have to talk about some big transfer rumors floating about, like Viktor Gyokeres, that transfer is still floating about. Mikel Merino, that is still transfers floating about. Emile Smith-Rowe, we know Emile Smith-Rowe's out. We know Emile Smith-Rowe's headed out. We know Emile Smith-Rowe is going. We know Emile Smith-Rowe is going. And the reason why we know Emile Smith-Rowe is going, Fulham and Arsenal have reached an agreement over a transfer fee for Emile Smith-Rowe, and he hasn't played a single minute in the preseason for Arsenal. Being that he hasn't played a single minute for preseason for Arsenal since David Ornstein released his tweet, I knew that he was leaving. Everybody knows that he's leaving, and it's just a formality at this point. We're just waiting to see when they're gonna actually give us when they're gonna officially make it official. He's still with the team right now, so we're gonna have to wait and see when he leaves to go do his medical and everything with Fulham. Maybe they're just trying to dot the T's and cross their T's and dot their I's, but he will be headed to Fulham. And Fulham get their man. Fulham basically made him their number one transfer target, and they got Emile Smith-Rowe, and that's going to be a record transfer fee for Arsenal. Some of you guys might think it's not enough, but he barely played the last couple of years. You could say that's down to Mikel Arteta. You could say that's down to injuries, but regardless, Emile Smith-Rowe getting 35 million for him right now is quite decent. I'm quite happy with that. Look at City. Ederson clearly wants to leave, but City won't let him because no one is paying enough for him. I don't think he wants to leave. I think the whole situation is kind of dangerous over there with City, because Ederson got offered literally ridiculous money for 2 years. Ridiculous money. I think Ederson he's professional. He doesn't care if he leaves or if he stays, but the offer that Saudi offered him can definitely turn his head, because when they offer you ridiculous money, you're going to be your head's going to be turned. But as long as you're under contract, he's going to be professional. I don't think he's going to cause problems. But yeah, I think the media actually are making him look like a bad guy. with that article they put on the Athletic, because he came out and did a whole thing. But yeah, that's better for the Man City fans to inform me. What do you guys think? Man City fans watching right now, I do see some of you guys in the chat. Do you think, yeah, he got offered 600K a week, bro? What the fuck? 600K a week. If you get offered 600K a week, you better run. Like, am I wrong? Yo, you there?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. If you get offered 600K a week, you better run, right?
Bro, I'm sprinting to whoever's offering me that. Like, just, drop whatever you're doing in Man City. Get out. Get out, literally. Like,
Yeah, get out.
I believe he's over 30 now as well. Like, he's approaching to sort of the end time of a goalkeeper's career. So, you'd be off.
People saying introduce your guest, bro. Listen, guys, if you guys don't know Matt by now, get to know Matt. Matt's my guy. Big up, Matt. Iga, would you join Spurs for 600K a week?
No.
Listen, it's a professional. I'm a professional. I am a professional. I'm gonna be in there letting goals in. Listen, I would not be a good goalkeeper. By the way, yesterday I played football. I was at left back. I'm telling you, for the first 20 minutes, I was having a great game. Great game. I was putting a Tomiyasu defensive shift at left back, right? Second half, wallahi, I turned into friggin' Aaron Wan-Bissaka at left back. I was just making mistake after mistake, gave away 3 goals. We lost 5-3. We lost 5-3. I gave away 3 of the goals that we conceded that lost us the game. Wallahi, bad night. Anyways, that's enough about that. Let's talk about the next transfer. Viktor Gyokeres, bro. Matt, talk to me. Viktor Gyokeres, our HTIC has confirmed that Arsenal are scouting and were in attendance to check Viktor Gyokeres at the weekend. They're saying Gyokeres featured for Sporting in a preseason clash versus Atletico Bilbao. Is this any news that makes you think that we're still interested in signing him this summer, or do you think this is just what they do? We always send scouts. This is not even real news? Like, what do you think?
Look, I got told, a couple of months ago that Arsenal were very happy with Kai Havertz in, his resurgence in 2024 has made them think, maybe we don't need a striker. And with Gabriel Jesus really firing in pre-season, like, again, I just think that it's highly unlikely that we sign a striker. The only scenario where I can see that we sign a striker, and it wouldn't be Viktor Gyokeres, but say like a young striker, for example, would be if Jesus is off, and if the striker is around 22 years old, and obviously Xerxes gone, I just don't see us signing a striker. I don't like. I think
we were never going to pay what United paid for Xerxes. We were never going to pay what United paid for Xerxes.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like, I just feel like this is the Portuguese press just pressing out Viktor Gyokeres stories, because no one wants to pay the fee that Sporting want, and it's been that case for months. No one wants to pay his £85 million release clause. I'm pretty sure we value him at around £50 million. So that's like a 30 million valuation off. Personally, I just don't see this one happening, and I just don't see really any interest from Arsenal.
Yeah, no. Personally, for me, the Viktor Gyokeres thing, it does seem more like media speculation and less actual factual evidence that we really want the player. Like, our scouts being at a game to watch him is no different than our scouts being at a game to watch a player that we're not interested in. You know what I mean? We might be there for somebody else. You never know. So I'm not going to read too much into it. Do you think there's a possibility we could still get Victor Osimhen?
Yes, because
Victor Osimhen has not even been on the bench for Napoli in their preseason games.
Look,
both parties remain clear. Osimhen wants to leave. Napoli want to bring in Lukaku. They have had talks with PSG since Monday morning. Current condition: Chelsea like Osimhen but won't pay the clause. Could Arsenal make a last ditch effort for Osimhen?
look, it's clear that the player wants to leave, and I think the club know that. And their current valuation, I believe, is around 120 million pounds that they have set for Viktor Osimhen. Now, Arsenal value him at around 70 million, so that's a massive drop. If, for instance, they say that they're happy to, accept a 90 million pound offer, then maybe negotiations could open and we can find an agreement for like 80 million or something like that. But I like, again, it's probably something later in the window. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we try later in the window for him, like just send a bid or something. But like, in terms of right now, I just don't see any sort of bid being sent from Arsenal.
I know you guys paid for him in installments, but I'm just saying, if we're gonna spend 65 million, I would rather spend that on a midfielder who can make the instant impact. I think Zerski's a couple years away from being the finished article. Where if we got Sesko, I think we would have bred him in slowly, and I think they believe that he has a higher ceiling than Zerski. Moving on to somebody else in the chat. Big up to Mohammed. He's one of the people over there in the West Bank. Hope you stay safe, my guy. Keep doing your thing. Big up to you, my guy over there, Mohammed. Hope you're doing well. I'll have you on the next call-in show, inshallah. Man, we're praying for your people. You know what I mean? Moving on to the next thing. But yeah, Viktor Osimhen, I don't think it's going to happen. I agree with you. You talk a lot of sense there. When it comes to Viktor Osimhen, I think it's just a situation where he's probably going to end up at PSG after all the conversations.
Literally, probably. Because they can't get that winger that they want from Napoli. Kvaratskhelia, they can't get him. I don't think Napoli will even, entice a sale for him. So it wouldn't, be that obvious if they do go for Viktor Osimhen.
Yeah. Big up everyone in the comment section. You guys already know what it is. Please do hit that like button. And of course, let's get back onto the main topic. Mikel Merino. Fabrizio Romano gave us an update yesterday on Mikel Merino. Fabrizio has really had his pulse on Arsenal a lot more this season, especially with us signing an Italian player. And
he's done well.
and also him getting exclusive photos in the plane, him getting a lot of exclusives. I think Fabrizio has been on job lately, because before we used to question if he even knows anything anymore. Like there was a moment where I was like, yo, what does Fabrizio even talk about nowadays? Because he was just chatting. It seemed like he was just talking about a bunch of stuff that we already knew about on a regular basis. But today he finally said that Mikel Merino, he's gotten concrete evidence, basically. So he said that he's finally given us something on Mikel Merino. He said that Arsenal are prepared to advance in talks with Mikel Merino's camp next week after positive contracts. So we've agreed personal terms, right? He's not the only name on the list, but well positioned. The price tag requested by Real Sociedad will be key. If I'm not mistaken, the price tag that was linked that we're linked for was around 21 million. Arteta appreciates him. As soon as ESR leaves, Arsenal can proceed. So this basically means one in, one out. He's not an ESR replacement, but the money that we get for ESR will partially pay for his transfer. What do you think?
Look, so I've been pretty harsh on Fabrizio, and I've got to give him credit. He's been absolutely spot on the Calafiori deal. With Merino, or however you say his name, it's not a Smith Rowe replacement.
No.
I believe
we're not looking at a
replacement. Huh?
He's not a Smith Rowe replacement.
Yeah, no, he's not. And I believe that's Ethan Moneri, because like for like in terms of profile, very similar. With Merino, like, I think it's two things. It's showing Ethan that he's got a clear pathway, because Merino is 28 years old. In 2 to 3 years' time, he'll probably be Jorginho's age, and therefore Waneri will be like 19, 20 years old, right? So he'll be on that sort of first team, starting spot, or like at least trying to push for it. I think this is a good deal. I think we'll probably get him for about 25 million. Like, I genuinely see that this being a very, very good deal, and I think he'll have a big impact this season if he does sign, because Arteta's a big fan of him. He wins pretty much 99% of his duels. And he was key for Spain in the latter parts of the tournament for the Euros.
People are saying he's going to be a bench player. I think
it really depends if Partey can stay fit, because Partey
I think he's gonna be signed as okay. So we're gonna be turning our attention to him after we get the ESR deal sorted. I think he's going to be a pivotal piece to our midfield. He's going to bring us more balance on the left-hand side. Another player who's left-footed, who can play in that left 8 position, and that might mean that Declan Rice will play more games in the 6th position in that situation.
Yeah, I think if Merino does sign, I think it will be Declan Rice in the 6. Merino in the 8 and Odegaard in the 10 spot. Or, it really depends on if Partey can stay fit, because I do believe our strongest midfield 3 is still Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. I don't care what anyone says. Partey is so key to how Arsenal, excel, and all we need for him is just to stay injury free.
Do you think Partey will be a week in, week out starter if he's injury free?
Sorry, say that again.
If Partey's fit, does he start every game?
Yes, absolutely, because he has something that Rice I don't think will ever have, and that is the final third passes, in how quick and how accurate Partey does them. It's 9 times out of 10, right? Partey executes those passes and we score a goal. If Rice does those passes, they're not exactly quick passes. It gives time for the opposition to know where he's passing to, for example. But yeah, I still back what I say in that midfield 3 is our strongest. And also, I just want to point out that FABRIZIO tweet just 100% confirms that Smith Rowe will leave. As soon as Smith Rowe leave, he's literally just confirmed it without Arsenal even confirming it.
Bro, Arteta confirmed it.
Huh? He said that there's things going on behind the scenes.
He confirmed it by not playing him.
That's true, and he wasn't even on the bench at all. So yeah, that's true.
Mikel Merino is more of a Xhaka replacement. I hear that. Okay. Yes. So before we go into Julian Alvarez and all the other stuff, we still need to talk about one more thing. Who on earth? Wait. By the way, everyone in the chat, there's some people that don't want Mikel Merino because he's 28. Do you have an issue with that? Because I think that's silly. I think people need to get out of their heads that we always need to be signing young, up-and-coming players, because there comes a time where you need a little bit more experience. You need somebody who's been around, that can easily adjust to your situation. If you're not going to buy somebody who's Premier League proven, buying somebody who's a little bit more experienced can actually help with their transition into your team. So I think Mikel Merino is going to fit in perfectly, and I think he's going to be a great signing personally for me.
Can I also just say on that, right? Yeah. I absolutely do have a problem with people that say that, because those people are the same people that say Arteta don't play youth, right? But he signed Merino because it's an alternative for Ethan Nwaneri's straightforward pathway. He's literally cementing a clean road for Ethan Nwaneri to go down to, start for Arsenal potentially.
But I don't think people view things that way.
Huh?
I think somebody in the chat talking about Xavi Simons. We're not getting him. There's no point of even talking about him. We already know that we're not going to get him. He's going to either go to Germany or something, or
the only chance that we had with him is if it was a permanent sale. Apparently, so I've been told, is that we only had a chance if RB Leipzig, Xavi Simons, and Arsenal agreed to a permanent, full sale this summer.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about Xavi Simons at all anymore. He's my guy though. Through balls, Partey's elite. This is something that Declan Rice can improve in.
He can improve on, but I just don't think he'll ever be Partey's level.
We'll have to wait and see. People want to talk about Raphinha. People want to talk about Alvarez. We're going to get into those stories in a second. But before we do that, there is an up-and-coming Argentinian that Arsenal are after. An up-and-coming Argentinian that Arsenal are after.
Fernandez.
This is a midfielder. Yes. Arsenal are eyeing the midfielder, Ezequiel Fernandez. Now, just to let you guys know a little bit about this kid. ESPN reported that Arsenal are weighing their options for the 22-year-old Ezequiel Fernandez, who is playing with the Olympic side in Paris. Reports claim that Arsenal have received information, and he's on a short list of players. He plays for Boca Junior. His contract is until 2028. He's played about 67 games for Boca, and he's now come off the bench for Argentina in their opening game versus Morocco in the last 20 minutes. So this is just to show you guys who we are talking about. I'm going to show you a picture now. This is the gentleman. I don't know enough information about him, but if we do sign him, I just feel like it's a player who's not going to straight walk into the team. It's somebody who's going to get bled in, or it might take a year. I don't know if he's going to be ready right away.
So, someone in our group chat is very, very pro Ezequiel Fernandez. He loves the guy. He is a scout, but he watches him so much. He has so much compilations on him, and he speaks so highly of him. I don't particularly know too much about him.
Does that guy say he's good enough to start right away, or be part of the first team?
Be part of the first team, yes.
Would you have him amongst the first team players over Ethan?
No.
Would you have him amongst the first team over?
I think he could easily become Jorginho.
Would he be in the El Neni role, basically not playing, just part of the team?
No, I think he'll be on the bench in terms of. I think he'll have a similar role to Ethan Nwaneri, if not a bit more game time than Ethan because of his age.
How old is he? 24?
I think he's like 21, 20 years old. I think I might be wrong.
20. So he's 22. He's 22.
22 years old.
I'm not gonna say yes or no to somebody I don't know well, but from what I've seen, if Arsenal are gonna sign these young players at 22 and stuff to fill the squad out, if the transfer fee is quite low, it's a no-brainer. It doesn't hurt you. But if it's like a Chelsea transfer fee where you're paying 25 million for this kid, and it's just taken away from your other positions, then it doesn't make sense to me. Do you get what I'm saying?
It will probably be 25, 30 million, I think.
Yeah, if this is a $25-30 million transfer, just keep that money and invest it into an elite player coming in instead of just signing this guy. I don't know. People are saying trust our recruits. I trust our recruits. But,
yeah.
But I'm thinking like, what is going to solidify me instant success? These guys might be looking 4 or 5 years down the line, but I'm trying to win now. I'm not trying to wait around for Fernandez to develop.
So Igal, I'll give you a base profile on what Ezequiel Fernandez is.
He could end up at Benfica and cost 100 million in a year's time. He's not going to get that level of development at Arsenal right now.
He's a left footer. He's a progressive passer with ridiculous passing range. He breaks the lines. He's a ball winner. He could play as a deep line midfielder or box crashing, and he could cost around 15 to 20 million. Is what he's saying.
Okay,
which I don't think is that bad.
If it means we're bringing in Mikel Merino and him instead of going and getting Fabian Ruiz.
Yeah.
I would have rather gotten Fabian Ruiz. He's on
That's
loan.
fair.
If it means bringing in this guy and Mikel Merino or bringing in Fabian Ruiz and Mikel Merino, I'm picking Fabian Ruiz and Mikel Merino.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Right?
I mean, it just makes more sense.
But if this guy is the future Jorginho replacement, then it kind of makes sense.
I've watched him in the Olympics and he looks brilliant. But again, it's like
If we
under
sign him, we
23
should
school.
send him back on loan to Argentina for a year.
That could potentially happen as well. That could potentially happen.
Anyways, people are talking about you need a multi-club model. Yeah, we don't have multiple clubs yet. Arsenal do technically we do. The Seattle Saunders.
We do,
No,
but not in the way
no.
that
What are they
Chelsea
called?
have them.
The Colorado team. What's the Colorado team?
Colorado Rapids.
Is that it?
I think so. That's
Yeah,
Stan Kroenke's team.
Yeah, that's the only other football team they have. The Colorado Rapids in the MLS. That team shit though.
I think
Let's go to the next topic. You know what the next topic is? It's not Raphinha. It is
Julian Alvarez.
yes. With from one Argentinian to another. The thing about Julian Alvarez is it don't make sense. It don't make sense. Why would they sell to Arsenal? Now, before we go any further, do me a favor. We got over 116 of you guys in here. We've been going for an hour. We've been going for 35 minutes already. We're going to stay on for like close to an hour. But do me a favor. Hit that like button while you guys are here. Hit that subscribe button while you guys are here. And let's talk about it. So Arsenal, Man City forward, Julian Alvarez. Arsenal can want the player as much as they want. And the source itself, it's not the best source. Like, let's be honest, it's not the best source. What's the source? Team Talks? Team Talks is the source. Like, Team Talks is not the most what is it? Standard Sport? Like, it's alright. The source is alright. I'm just thinking, Julian Alvarez, why on earth would they sell to Arsenal? They could sell to Chelsea. They would sell to Chelsea. They don't. I don't think they view Chelsea as a threat. But 77 million is what Man City have put as his price tag. First of all, how much is Julian Alvarez worth to Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, Chelsea? Those are the clubs that are after him. And also, would Man City even sell Julian Alvarez to Arsenal? I just can't fathom them actually saying to themselves, you know what, we're gonna sell Julian Alvarez, and yeah, we're gonna sell him to a direct title rival and solve an issue for them. He's actually done quite well for them in his time there. He's played 100 games and he's gotten 36 goals, 18 assists, costs 77 million now. That's what they're saying. Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, all interested in him. Should Man City keep him or should they sell him? Personally, I think if Man City keep him, that is the most logical answer because it's late in the window. You don't really want to struggle to find a replacement for him late, and unless you already have something planned like a Musiala or Florian Wirtz to come in, you're really weakening your team late in the window to try to find something to bring in. I think Man City selling him to Arsenal would be handing us the league title. Where if they sold him to Chelsea, they would be strengthening Chelsea, but it wouldn't be putting them in a position where they're worried about their own league campaign as much, because Chelsea are still a little bit away from Arsenal and City. All honesty, I think there's no chance in hell he ends up at Arsenal out of all three clubs. From the three clubs that are interested in him, we will probably be the lowest on the pecking order. That's just me. But yeah. And is he worth 77 million? Potentially. Can he be one of the best strikers in the league? I don't know. I think there's still a lot to be said when you're playing at Man City and you're like a second option. He's never really been a first option at Man City, so we never seen him be at his best. We've seen little moments, but that's it. Anyways, maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you guys think Julian Alvarez is one of the best strikers in the league. I just don't think so. Anyways, what are you saying, Matt?
Look, for me, right, Julian Alvarez is probably the best backup striker you could, ever ask for. He's literally behind Haaland, and he's not starting over Haaland, and he's got that many goals for Manchester City in potentially that many games, and I think that's a ridiculous, stats for a backup striker. Now the price I don't have an issue with. I actually think he is worth that, to be honest. It's just Man City ain't selling to us. If Chelsea bid for him and we bid for him, like he's going to Chelsea because
Maybe,
Man City
what if he wants to go to? What if he wants to go to a winning program?
That's a difficult one because maybe that strengthens Arsenal's negotiations, but again, I just don't see that happening. Like I see him either going to a Chelsea or leaving the league because he said something about that. He wants more warmth in his country. I mean, he's picked the wrong country for starters because England, mate, it's literally just rain and driv. So I think he could potentially go back to Spain. But I would love.
He's never been to Spain,
huh?
He's never been to Spain, so
is he not? Oh no, he hasn't, has he? Sorry. He could go to Spain. But like I would love a player like him because he's pretty much just a better version of Gabriel Jesus in that he's a more clinical striker than Jesus. He does what Jesus does, like in terms of what he's good at. He does that as well. It's just he's just more clinical, and I think he would be a fantastic signing if we manage to get him. Like that could genuinely get us the title because of that striker of how clinical he is. Like he's literally a backup striker at Man City, which is crazy. His sort of potential and his talent that he has, I can't believe that he's settled for a backup option.
All right. I think that's it on that. Julian Alvarez, pretty much everyone agrees with me in the chat that City won't sell him. Ask Dabs, he'll tell you where he want to go.
Who's that?
Dabs, and never a foul.
I don't know that.
Dabs. All right, bro, you're tripping, bro. You definitely know who he is. Team Talk is a ITK. There you go. But there's also other sources also like evening sports or something like that. But let's get to this here. The next thing that we have to talk about is Raphinha. Ladies and gentlemen, according to reports, Arsenal are preparing a £50 million bid for Raphinha. Excuse me? What the fuck are they talking about?
I don't know what that source is.
£50 million bid for Raphinha. Apparently, Arsenal are preparing a bid for Raphinha. Now, the original source on Arsenal preparing a bid for Raphinha, let me show you. The Arsenal are readying a bid for Raphinha. The original source is according to Sport. You know the Sport, the Spanish outlet.
I'm gonna quickly get this.
This is the original source is the Sport. They basically are saying that Arsenal are preparing an offer for Raphinha. Gunners tried to sign Raphinha before he moved to Barcelona. Arteta is a big fan. Barcelona would be willing to sell the player this summer if they can complete the deal for Nico Williams. Why would Arsenal go for Raphinha when we could try to get Nico Williams ourselves? I know Nico Williams wants to go to Barcelona, so I think this is Barcelona people pushing a narrative that Arsenal want Raphinha. I don't think Arsenal have genuine interest in Raphinha at all. And just to show you guys the report is actually, it's 50 million euros, not 50 million pounds, which is around 42 million pounds. And just to show you guys the source, here's the source. So Arsenal already are reportedly interested in signing the 27-year-old Raphinha. Links have been returned for to the Premier League in the past, and interested to see if Arsenal can bring him back to the Premier League. Obviously, the Gunners are willing to offer 42 million to sign the Brazilian international. So, how they got 50 million pounds from this article, I don't know, but This is where the thing is. Has Arsenal actually made a bid for Raphinha? No. Has Arsenal been interested in Raphinha in the past? Yes. Is Arsenal interested in him right now? Mixed reports. I think this is more Barcelona's side of the story where they're trying to push a narrative that Arsenal want to buy the player and Arsenal are readying a bid, preparing a bid, opening an offer. The reality is Arsenal might be preparing an offer for the player, but it doesn't actually mean that that offer is going to be adequate, and it doesn't actually mean that we would actually go and get that player. Nico Williams is staying in his boyhood club. Shock. No. What? What? What?
Nico Williams is confirmed to be staying.
Excuse me? When? When did he confirm he's staying?
I'm looking at my newsfeed and nothing's happened.
What? When did Nico Williams say he's staying?
I don't know. Are they talking about Xavi Simons? Because Xavi Simons is staying at RB Leipzig.
No, I'm talking about Nico. When did Nico Williams say he's staying? If Nico Williams actually rejects Chelsea and Barcelona to stay in his boyhood club after playing in the Euros, incredible in the Euros, that's massive respect. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, they're talking about rumors. Apparently, is that
wow?
There's rumors that
this is legit.
He's staying.
This is legit. What the hell, bro? I have to say this right now. The utmost respect to Nico Williams and Athletic Club, Atletico Bilbao. If Nico Williams actually stays at Atletico Bilbao after what do you call it, Barcelona links, after winning the Euros, and still finding a way to being a starter for Spain and not playing for Real Madrid or Barcelona, and being one of the best wingers in La Liga. Wow. Just gotta hand it to him. You gotta
look. It's not official, but
no. But if it does happen, because Nico Williams is having some doubts about joining Barcelona, and now is thinking staying at Athletic Club to postpone joining Barcelona for a year.
Yeah,
that is going to be massive because they're still going to potentially still get the transfer fee done. If I'm not mistaken, when does his contract expire?
It's like 2027.
So the club is still going to get a good transfer. I'm checking right now myself. He's still very young. He's 22 years old, so he could always make a move to Barcelona.
His contract ends in 2027. Yeah.
Yeah, so his club will still make the same money, pretty much, like around 50 million. So,
Look, but my thoughts on the Raphinha bid is that
1 second. So this whole thing is not that he might stay because he doesn't like Barcelona or Chelsea. It's he might stay to join Barca in a year's time.
I think it depends if their financial situation improves. I think that's why, because he's seen the likes of Frankie de Jong have wages, like stripped off for about like a year and a half, and he's probably thinking, I don't want that to happen to me. So I think he's probably looking at it from a good view, like in terms of he wants to join Barcelona, but maybe right now isn't the right time.
Yeah, I hear that.
And Deco is trying to convince the player. Oh dear. Deco's like a 0% hit rate.
Crazy. Okay. We're gonna have to see what happens. I think Nico Williams is probably gonna end up at Barcelona eventually at some point in his career. Yeah. Fair enough. Let's talk about the next thing. People in the chat want to talk about Yamile's girl. Yeah, Yamile's girl cheated on him. Big deal. He's a young kid. He needs to. I think he should focus on his football. You don't need no girlfriend right now. Focus on your football. Don't forget about the distractions. Look at this picture. You have his brother there, who's literally like an infant. His dad, who's like double his age, but he still looks very young. And then him and his girl there. I think This girl dropped. She dropped the ball. She dropped the bag. She fucked up, and he is literally loving life because now he knows what her true character is, and he didn't have to get married to her, or he didn't have to be with her for a long time. He owes her nothing, and he can just leave and be like, "Yo, I'm done with you." Good for him. Should that now he gets to move on with his life. Better off that he knows now. And to anybody who's watching this, if you ever have any girlfriend or anybody who you're with that does something with somebody else, cut them off. Save yourself the headache because they don't respect you. That's pretty much
I
it.
don't understand why this is on social media. I don't like why is this
The
being
reason why it's on
done?
social media is
He's
because
16, 17.
she got caught on social
football.
media. She got
Huh?
caught on social media. This is the video
Oh,
where she got caught. That's why it's on social media. But I'm using this more as a life lesson for the viewers. If you ever
Yeah.
have anybody who's extremely young, don't focus on girls. Focus on yourself. Improvement. Girls will come. Also, if you have a girlfriend or a partner that does something like that, unfortunately, it's gonna hurt. But you have to respect yourself and you have to cut them off because you cannot be with somebody who doesn't respect you. Simple. Anyways, I'm out of here, people. That was pretty much it. I think this whole Yamal situation is a lesson for everybody. Anyways, yeah, don't ever pull a Joao Felix. That guy's a simp. He went back to his girl after she fucked Pedro Porro or something like that. You can't be doing that.
Mad, that was.
You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. Bro, imagine you have a girlfriend and you know she cheated on you. Every time she's not she doesn't answer your phone, you're thinking she's gonna cheat on you. So you can't be doing that. It's gonna actually cause you more mental problems in the long run. Right? But yeah. And if you're married, just get a divorce. Like, I know it's gonna cost you money, but go get a private investigator, find proof of their infidelity, and then that's it. Just should help you in court. But yeah, I'm out of here, people. You guys catch yourselves on the next one. I'm probably gonna do a video tomorrow. I don't know what time. I'm gonna do a call-in show actually. I'm gonna do a call-in show tomorrow at like 9:30. And tonight I got vibes from the six. Tonight I got Husam's channel, and I got top six with Terry on the Football Terrace. And I might even do something on Never a Foul, but depends what time. I gotta go watch Game of Thrones. I don't know what happens on House of Dragons today, so I gotta go find out what happened there, and go watch Big Brother America. I got a busy day. I'm not working today, but I'm working tomorrow, so try to get as much stuff done as much as possible. And guys, I've been on a fitness journey. I'm telling you guys, you need to just walk 10,000 steps a day. Guarantee you're gonna lose weight, the moment you start doing that. Of course, you have to eat healthy though. You can't just eat garbage. But yeah, I'm out of here, people. Catch you guys on the next one. You already know what it is. Love for the love. And don't forget to hit that like button. I see a bunch of freeloaders in the chat. I don't like freeloaders. Please do hit the like button. It helps out the channel massively. You guys don't understand how much it helps out the channel. And Matt, you got anything to say before we head out?
Just be excited. Just be excited for this Arsenal transfer window.
There you go. I'm gonna send you guys over to Wax's channel. Do me a favor. In the chat, when you go over to Wax's channel, tell him Egal sent you. I'm out of here, people. Peace.